Your clothing is causing yeast buildup. You would probably be surprised to learn that almost everybody has suffered from a yeast infection at some point in their life. Unfortunately, it can cause a lot of problems for us, but it really stems from an imbalance and not from the fact that yeast is present in our body. Typically, we have natural bacteria that are present in our body which fights off the yeast to the extent where it is not allowed to grow to the point where it becomes an infection. If the yeast is allowed to overpower the bacteria for one reason or another, a yeast infection will ensue. One of the reasons why we have yeast infections is because parts of our body provide an ideal environment for it to grow. For example, the female vagina is the perfect breeding ground for yeast because of the temperature and the moisture that is usually present. It is important for us to make sure that we are taking care of this part of our body and also that we don't allow it to become more fertile ground because of the clothes that we are wearing. After all, our clothing can have a large impact on any yeast infections that we are experiencing. If you want to be able to avoid yeast infections to the best of your ability, you need to make sure that you're not wearing clothing that is too tight-fitting. The reason why this is the case is because tight-fitting clothing will not allow this area of your body to breathe. As a result, yeast will be able to get a foothold, and once it does, it will not be long before you're suffering from yet another yeast infection. You should also make sure that the underwear that you are wearing allows this area of your body to breathe as well. It is best if you wear underwear that has a cotton crotch, both so that it is able to absorb some of the moisture that is present and also so it allows some fresh air into the area. Pantyhose should also be avoided if you're suffering from a yeast infection. Although the clothing that you wear is not going to have the ultimate control over your yeast infections, it will affect it to a certain extent. If you're suffering from a yeast infection currently, make sure that you give the area the opportunity to breathe and you will have a much easier time overcoming it naturally.